Konotations is a collection of memories, observations, and tiny bits of historical naval lint served up by Dr. Lee Konowe.
When I last left off, my parents were living with the Konowe surname. Not living comfortably, however. My father had become involved in the labor movement, mostly in the Scranton, PA, to Detroit areas as an organizer. In those parts, being Jewish, e.g. a last name like Konowitz, left no doubt, could be a problem and indeed could be fatal in the worst of circumstances. The 1930s were definitely the worst of times, and so my mother contrived the new name Konowe, Konowe, and assumed that everyone would have been taught that the final vowel and preceding consonant would be silent. Therefore, Kono, Kono, was just obvious to her. Only to her, I have since learned, the hard way. Subsequently, my mother became pregnant with her and Dad's firstborn. However, he was stillborn, and my mother, all of 4'10", that's 4 inches, 4 feet 10 inches tall, truth more like 4'8", but I soon learned never to quibble over this, was pointedly instructed not to try again, least she might not survive. Now, my mother was indeed small, but when pushed, she had a second personality, sort of a female cross between Bela Lugosi and Rocky Balboa. In other words, a bitch on wheels, both with a bark and a bite. The point of all of this is that my mother tried for a second kid, survived the pregnancy and birth, and I became the very first person born with the name Konowe in the world. Go ahead, Google it if you need to. Every Kono you find is either one of my 4 Kono offspring or an immediate relative that followed my father and mother's naming convention. Weird, right? You still have no idea. Weird to come. In the many stories that follow, there'll be a ton of additional details, but given the drama in my life, I figured it best to parse it and deliver in smaller bites. I will leave you with this teaser. Danny DeVito played my dad in a Hollywood movie, in one of 2 movies about his and others' lives. Mull on that for a minute. Let's give you a short CV, educational resume, here, so you'll have at least some idea about my educational background. Not all of it illustrious. Born August 16th, 44, in Manhattan, New York, I attended PS 94 Elementary School in the Bronx. Senior and junior high school were both in New Rochelle, New York. First year of college was at Wyndham College, Putney, Vermont. Graduated from post-college, which is part of LIU Brookville. Took a master's degree at Bridgeport University, and that's in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The degrees are all in psychology, by the way. Master's degree at St. John's University, Queens, New York. Professional diploma, St. John's University in Queens, New York. And the PhD, which I'm very proud of, 1978 from Catholic University of America, also in Washington, D.C. So that's it for the moment. We'll proceed on with the rest of the tidbits, also known as partial components of my life, and we'll see how you feel or like or don't some more of it. Thanks so much for listening.